Hello! In this video, I'm going to show you how to convert between radians and degrees. So if you watched my last video on the unit circle and you didn't understand why something like 30 degrees was the same as pi over 6 radians or something, today I'm going to show you how to convert between the two, so hopefully it'll make a little more sense. So the first thing you need to know is the conversion factor between the two. So for radians to degrees, you need to multiply by 180 over pi. And that's basically 180 degrees over pi radians. And then for converting from degrees to radians, you need to multiply by pi over 180. It's basically the opposite for both. So now let me do a few practice questions, so hopefully you'll understand what's going on. So let's say that we had 60 degrees. So we know from the unit circle that that has to be equivalent to pi over 3 radians. So when we multiply that by its conversion factor, if you're starting with degrees, you're going to radians, you use this conversion factor. So we're going to multiply by pi over 180. And you can simplify the 60 to a 1 and the 180 to a 3. And when you multiply straight across, you're left with pi over 3 radians. And that makes sense from the unit circle. So now let's try to convert radians to degrees. So let's try something like 2 pi over 3 radians. We know from the unit circle that that's equivalent to 120 degrees. So let's convert and make sure that's true. So when you start with radians and you want to convert to degrees, you would multiply it by the 180 over pi. And this is an easy way to remember it, and it makes sense because if you have a pi in the denominator and a pi in the numerator, then those are going to cancel out, and you're left with something without a pi in it, which degrees don't have a pi in it. So the way to remember which of these is which and like when to use them is the radians to degrees is always, it always has a pi in the denominator because it cancels out the one in the numerator. So, when you're multiplying, you can cancel out the pi's. You can cancel out this 3 and make it a 1. Cancel out the 180 and make it 60. And then when you multiply straight across, you're left with 120 degrees. So that makes sense, because that's what it is on the unit circle. So, hopefully that helped. You can do some practice ones on your own, and try to convert the values on the unit circle to make sure that you get the correct ones. And yeah, I hope that helped. Thank you for watching.